Hi, welcome back to Elevate English. So what are persuasive techniques? Techniques are simply explained as specific things that authors use to persuade their audience or achieve a certain purpose. As an English student, your job is to write about what the author is trying to persuade the audience of, and more importantly, how they're doing it. Most students can write about what the author is trying to say, but most completely leave out how they are saying it, and that's the part that shows you're really thinking and therefore gets you top marks. For now, let's have a quick look at some of those techniques. You can download below a glossary of techniques that I've put together, which runs through some of the persuasive techniques commonly used by authors. Of course, this isn't an extensive list, but it will give you a good starting ground. For now, let's have a look at a couple of paragraphs from an article from the Age newspaper from February 2016. The title is pretty self-explanatory: Ban all smoking in food and drink venues. I'm going to put the first two paragraphs up on the screen in a moment. I then want you to pause the video and read it. As you read it, have a look for any techniques that you see straight away. There are a lot there. Go for it. Premier Daniel Andrews is dawdling with the last steps necessary for reforms on a crucial aspect of public health. While Victoria has laws banning smoking near playgrounds, on patrolled beaches, at swimming pools, sporting venues, in cars, when a child is present and outside hospitals and government buildings, it is bizarre that smokers can still puff away in outdoor cafes and restaurants. And they are free to do so, to everybody else's discomfort for the rest of this year and much of the next year, because the bans on smoking in outdoor eating areas, which the government announced in August, do not take effect until August of next year. Yes, 2017. Okay, so let's see how to identify some of the techniques in that piece. Firstly, it's really important to understand that you can analyze anything. There is no distinct right or wrong answer, you simply need to be able to justify yourself. While you can use the glossary below as a tool, don't rely on it too heavily or on one technique or another. You can analyze absolutely anything provided you can back it up with logical and reasoned argument. So let's take a look at this piece. In just the first two paragraphs of writing, there are plenty of persuasive techniques. I'm going to help you spot just a few. Firstly, the writer has said that the Premier Andrews is dawdling with the last steps necessary. What does this tell us? Firstly, the use of dawdling, meaning to waste time or to be purposely slow, suggests that there's something is being done consciously by Premier Andrews to slow down. It's then coupled with last steps necessary. The use of these words evoke inevitability and ease. That is, that if they're the last step necessary, it implies that many steps have been taken and the last few are easy and inevitable. Here, the writer intends to be able to establish a sense of urgency in the mind of the reader, so that they view banning smoking in food and drink venues as an inevitable step that should have already been taken. Further, the author has paired the adjective bizarre with the fact that smokers can puff away. Bizarre has connotations of defying logic or reasons, and paired with the words puff away, the author intends to evoke imagery of smokers being indulgent and needlessly continuing their actions, and that is, indeed, bizarre. He also uses the words to everyone else's discomfort. Why do you think these words have been chosen? What language technique do you think has been used? I'm going to leave you with the rest of the article. You've seen how to approach this section of the exam, so now have a read of the rest of the article. You don't need to write out a whole essay. Instead, just plan one. To do this, you can highlight or pick out all the techniques you can find and then begin to group them, either based on their message that the writer is trying to convey or by the type of technique being used. Once you've done that, download the worked answer below to see what you might have missed and what other techniques you could analyze. Then join me for the next episode so we can have a look at how to apply this type of analysis to images as well. I'm Raul, and you're watching Elevate English.